Hello, you all. This is an update on the hate crime done against me. Hate crime done against black women. The black woman is me. And you all know that I talk about racism against black women, racism against black people. Just one key point, because we don't have so much time to be, talking on camera and different things like that. And then I've never been so I can only hold this camera for so long without it increasing pain. Key points is what I'm just going to focus on, but not give per se names of different things. Now, again, if you know me like that, or if you're an attorney that want to help me or something, and I sit down and talk to you and trust you, maybe, then, one-on-one, not full worldwide. Because I am very cognitive that when I do these videos, they're worldwide. Now, sometimes I get caught up in the video and I get to talking like I'm talking to the person right next to me. I gotta realize, oh, hold up, this stuff is worldwide. That means people that are for you, people who are not for you, people who are racist and people who are against racism. We get a little bit of both. But here we go, dive right in. One key thing that really pointed out to me that if this woman who did this hate crime against me was black, this would be treated very different. That was the first thing that really alarmed me, because I just, and I didn't realize that I was so upset there, and crying and upset, because my key thing is safety. And it looked like they were going to let this woman out, which to me, ironically, it seemed like the judge, to me, happily was letting this woman know, in 2 years, this whole case will just be done with, and sent her to a diversion type program. And I'm just like, which I'm still trying to, so this means she's no longer in jail. And then they said something about, well, the case may not have been strong enough. And again, not from how again, I'm not an attorney though, but if the details, a lot of different things would have been brought out more, and then somehow to me, from what I'm listening to, even as the victim, there was some misinformation. I know all the information I had been giving people was the factual information, but somehow I noticed it started becoming other different narratives, not my voice, but but I don't know, they felt like this would help the case. But so I was also told that maybe at least this is something, this diversion thing is something, versus that it could have been a thing that, I don't know, they could have let the person out or whatever. I don't know, because the person had already done, in a sense, sort of time, or I don't know. It's weird, because sometimes even in this midst of racism, you run into people that seem to be doing good for you, it seems like, but you don't always know the parameters of what they could do. So you still, in your mind, are still wondering, but if I was white, if the victim was white, would more be done? I do appreciate all the good things I feel like that the people are doing for me, when I feel like they're doing certain things for me. But then also later on, I'm still looking, especially when I hear of other people going through cases, particularly white women, and I feel how much more was done, for them on different cases and different things. I'm just like, But again, y'all know I love Jesus Christ, God, and I pray and let God be the head over everything. And I just appreciate everything somebody, because it's hard out here for a black chick. Yes, it is. Especially in court, even when you are the victim. You would think that, okay, but you're the victim. You didn't do anything. This should be, Cheryl Ralph, that's why we're so happy about seeing Cheryl Ralph, who just won an Emmy. Kudos to you, Cheryl. That's my girl. We be following each other on Twitter. I think she followed me on Twitter, but I follow her anyway. And because I've just always cheered Cheryl on, because she's always kept things so real. And especially when I understood that she understood the racism piece, I'm like, oh, I'm with you, because, I watch people try to run from the racism piece, because it's out there. And the key point, I'm talking about your best friends, racist, or your neighbor. I'm talking about people that are in power structures. And I think the time I heard Cheryl discussing it, Cheryl Lee, who just won the Emmys, Cheryl Lee Ralph, who just won the Emmys, it was more the power structure of Hollywood, on how black women don't always get certain roles. And I'm sure for years she's gone out for roles, and unfortunately, because of racism, she may not have already gotten deserved roles, meaning roles she has earned, worked hard for, and should be able to easily get. And that's why we're just so happy for her. And I loved even her speech, because Cheryl Lee Ralph has been there for a long time. I'm not trying to age her because she's still young and beautiful, but I'm just saying she's been in the struggle, if you want to say the movement. And so we are all so happy to finally see Cheryl. I need to do a video just on Cheryl. I might do that. Just seeing her get what's doing. And back over here to this hate crime against Black women, me. So I said that to say what Remy brought out showing the piece of this is because I never forget when Cheryl one time talked about color always makes a difference. Color always makes a difference. Now again, in that parameter, I believe again Cheryl was talking about, when it comes to Hollywood and getting roles, she could have been talking about the other outside of that too, because again, she is married to a congressman, so she's seeing everything. She's not just seeing Hollywood stuff, she's seeing social things. She's seeing just a lot of different social ills and different things going on in society, even through her husband's eye and different things. I'm sure she attends with him or different things like that. But she said color always makes a difference. And I thought about that, but that's so true. How you're treated by the color, the color of your skin, how you're treated, what they will do for you versus what they will do for a white woman. Again, white women, I love y'all, but in our society, I have to continue to put, and it's not a comparison because we're not comparing, but what we're trying to look at is saying that Black women should be treated the same as white women. We're not saying white women should be treated less, but we're just saying that we both should be treated positively the same way. It should not be that when a white woman asks for help or a white woman go to try to file a police report, it gets done. She gets great service. They accommodate her with everything and just good. And then the Black woman, as me, went to try to file a police report. You got to find the police officers willing to take it. You got to get them to be willing to open up the door. Even though they see you in a glass window, you calling in, they won't pick up the phone. They won't even, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Then when you talk about it at a LAPD public commission meeting, all of a sudden LAPD comes after you, not because they care about, that you are a victim of a hate crime, but come after you because they're mad that you said the truth, that their police department, their police station did not provide you any service after you stood out there for a whole hour. You even had one police officer that just started dancing with you. Again, I always say, I don't know what made them want to dance. Now as Black people know. We know why they just started dancing when they see a Black woman. And some of the white people that's cool, y'all know too. And all the other races, y'all and all in between, Because if y'all not getting treated with the best service of white women, y'all should too. But I can't say sometimes other races and other ethnicities who are not Black, sometimes you all still get treated better than Black women, and even amongst Black women. Sometimes Black women that look more assimilating, straight hair, sometimes even her skin color can make or different things, sometimes can get treated better than other Black women. If you got more money or whatever. But then again, we say that, but then again, maybe not. Because Oprah, I don't know if it was in America, but I'm sure maybe things like this happen to her in America too. Or even sometimes just how the media talk about Oprah. Every once in a while, we can see some racism in that too. But they accused her, I think, in another country of stealing. Beyonce and Serena, tennis player, had challenges with having their babies, and it related with racism, being Black and, having a baby. So anyway, back to the, again, hate crime done against me, and an update on that. So color really, going back to what Cheryl Lee Ralph talked, color really made a difference, I think, through all of this. Thank God my prosecutor, DA, district attorney did end up, after, beginning, I had that heart-to-heart conversation because I don't know who else had been speaking in her ear. I don't know. Now, I thought my detectives were pretty good, but, sometimes you get folks that you think they're pretty good, but you don't really know what they're saying about you behind your back, if they really thought, And so I don't know what, but, because it almost seemed somewhat, even before she met when we talked, that she may have already gathered some opinion of me, and my prosecutor, and I'm just going to say race on things, I'm going to try to avoid names, was Asian. The person who did the hate crime against me is Asian. And now this judge who did this stuff today, I couldn't tell if she was Asian, Indian, or Latino. I don't know. All these sometimes make a difference too, because even among those races, Asian, Latino, you will sometimes have a large number of people in that race that are racist against Black women that just do not like blacks, period, and have their own negative thoughts about black women. So again, all this will make a difference in my case, and what I'm experiencing now. My Asian, because we're talking about race, and we're talking about how race can make a difference on things. So my Asian prosecutor, again, I think once I got a chance to have, and I thank her for letting me have that heart to heart, and I had the witness of thank God for the service that helps victims, and thank God for those people. Now this girl was Latino and she was awesome. I think the guy before he was Latino, where they just help you in court, and I wanted that, I wanted to know for sure. You all know I sent out saying, hey, y'all can come and help me, come support, what I'm saying? But also I wanted to make sure when I found out about this service, I wanted to make sure there were actual people for real right there next to me. And as you all know, I have a lot of family in the area because y'all know I'm not from Taurus, but I've been here for years, and so even friends and people around my Africa are like family. But anyway, again, people working people different, and when it was scheduling things, so it's hard to sort of get people. But so when I found out about this service, most definitely, again, I always tell you all, ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. There's no reason to just be, no, when you can ask somebody for help. Lay down your pride, and y'all know me, I ain't one to like to tell my business, So sometimes when you see me, like recently I had to post up because recently I got another LAPD letter. Again, LAPD not even caring about how are you doing, because this was a hate crime done against you. I'm not saying all LAPD, but you'll see the letter who wrote the letter, you know what I'm saying? And I always make sure I mention these names I will mention our LAPD chief Michael Moore, because his name is always on the papers, and I have gone to his office before, so he constantly is aware. Because I was like, there should not be an investigation there, because I didn't ask for a police complaint. I didn't do a police complaint. I didn't ask for no one to do a police complaint in my name. Although they keep sending me these letters and they were doing calls, so another letter, which was not truthful, which of course they excuse themselves, which that was my whole point of why I wasn't going to do a police complaint. And that was because I don't trust LAPD to police themselves, okay? Not when it comes to a black woman, I don't, So, okay, I know somebody, where did this come from? Okay, so this came from when the hate crime was done against me, and I was trying to go to my local, I live in Korea, so I was trying, Koreatown, I talk fast, but just play this over again, you'll hear it. When I'm trying to get a lot into within this time, but, and before my arms start hurting and holding this up, I have nerve pain. Y'all know I got nerve pain. So anyway, so I was trying to file the police report. I went to my local police department first. I was just so scared. Once I said, just hurried and went, drove down there. Couldn't get help. Twice I went there and could not get help. And so, and even when I went down to the main headquarters downtown, they sent me back to my Olympic, and it's just like, and so then when this person did the hate crime again to me, this Asian woman did the hate crime again to me, and I called that officer was great. Now that's what I say, I am not afraid to say, especially when they helped you and a crime was done against you, I am not afraid to say that the police helped me. Oh yes, this officer was awesome. He was for me. I could tell. He was for me. He helped. He did report. He let me know what was what. He gave me the hate crime pamphlet. He just did a lot of stuff. Thank you, officer. So now we're in court. Going back to today was court day. And this is, let me take this. This is September 14, 2022, court day. Okay, and from what I understood was just that they were trying to give her a diversion program. So, and I thank God for my prosecutor, DA, again, this is Asian woman, but I thank God for because like I said, once we had that heart-to-heart talking again, the person that helps you in court was present, because you always sometimes want to have other people present just so your words don't get misconstrued, or sometimes, you want to email, but again, me with nerve, so it's hard for me to do too much emailing, but anyway, and I just like, no, look, I'm a black woman, so there's a certain way you have to approach, because we still got people out there that don't even believe a hate crime can be done against a black woman, because they see us, some people see us so much as aggressive, or like we're the aggressor, that especially if it's a woman of another race and this woman is Asian, some people just can't fathom, okay, you an Asian, or so you're gonna have to do that hurdle, you have to jump over that hurdle, you know what I'm saying? And then, so how they're gonna see me, in court, so I really need you to fight for me, advocate for me, in the sense not physical fight, but advocate for me, because you might run up against this, because it seemed like they were trying to throw the case out early on. And you can go watch my past videos at Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, where I talked about this. Again, I don't talk about it a lot, because I know I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I try to keep, but I know God has called me, especially to things that happen to me, to discuss racism. And even when I see other things on, I just have I have an ongoing running documentary show of racism against Black women, because it's ongoing. It doesn't stop. So it's not like a show that can be a season and end. This is like every day, but it's like Black women and Black people, we have to pick our battles. Some things you're used to, you already know. That's what sometimes people are, why you care so much? Well, for one, a lot of it is proof. Because Black women, we have to have proof. We have to have proof of where we really live, because they think we're homeless sometimes. We have to have proof that when we're out and about, where we really came from. So again, they don't think we're hoeing. It'd be amazing to me. Y'all know I do comedy, means different things, and I do, what in the name of Jesus I'm able to do. And sometimes it can be daylight. They still will think you're I have a car, but sometimes I catch a bus or train here in LA. And so they can think you're hoeing or you're home. I don't know, everything negative, but positive. Like I tell y'all too, for Blacks, we are the most provenest. We have to prove we're good people, because unfortunately sometimes when police see us, people see us, they don't always see good, like they do in other races. Other races, they see them as good, and they really have to do something bad. And even if they do something bad, somehow they're still seen as good. Anyway, back to this court case. So I thank God for that heart attack, because I know when we had that, and then with I think the support person with me, in a sense, or I just think maybe the prosecutor DA sort of may have helped something, you know what I'm saying? At least help her to help me some, and that's all I was asking. I was very calm. Y'all know I don't curse or nothing like that, so it was just very calm. But I just felt some things that needed to be said, especially before she was going to go in and represent me at one of those court times in the past. So anyway, so she was very helpful, and to me, I felt like she was speaking on my behalf even today, and she thought it would be good for me to speak, and so I thought. I thanked her for that, for working with me to, so be able to speak and stuff. And I seen her yesterday. And so I just thank them, so again, that's where we also thank people in this process, I'm just grateful, and I thank God, and I thank God for these people, and I pray for their families, that they be blessed, and that they be blessed in their job, and all these different folks. I pray for them, and I thank God for them. And don't get me wrong, I even pray for the person who does the hate crime. I do not hate her. But I did learn today that yes, I needed to speak out about the hate crime she done, because guess what? Today I found out that this Asian woman has broke in a person's house and was found on their bed when they got in the house. And that was my biggest challenge and concern. And I was scared of, okay, if she keeps coming into this garage doing hate crimes, leaving hate notes of, slavery and, referencing me to get out. And I've been in my neighborhood for 12 years in Koreatown, and where I stayed for over 10 years. I'm sitting there like, who is you saying to get out? I've been here. I ain't never seen you. I know the difference between what people look like. Don't play me. I ain't never seen you. I've been here, But anyway, so one of my biggest concerns was her, if she's getting through all the locked parking lot gate, because I live with everything locked. We have I don't know how many keys to get into different areas. Okay. And I like that. Now that's why I got to give kudos to my apartment manager and to the apartment company. Thank you. I like that. Every stuff is locked. But somehow this girl was getting through. Now, I don't know, because majority of people in my building are Asian and Latino or whatever, and I don't know if she could blend into either one. And they thought I don't know what was going on, because usually they watch for someone, and even my apartment complex manager is real good at watching the camera, because sometimes we'll go on the elevator, we'll see where she put pictures of people who had jumped over the gates, who were in our yard or who were in the building, just so we can be careful and look out, for them. So we see this person run the other way or something, or call the police to do something, or call or something. So anyway, but this girl has done all kinds of stuff. Oh yes, I had reason being to be. She in somebody's house and she stayed there. She broke into somebody's house and stayed there, and they found her on their bed. And then I guess she was calm. I don't know how they got her out, but I guess they had to call police to get her out, because again, she had a case on it. Then there was another case where she assaulted someone. And then, not to forget, I don't know if I told y'all this, but I remember on our television, been a while ago, where they showed her. I know that now that I've seen the picture, I know it was her. They were looking for it because they showed the visual. They were looking for somebody who had either pushed somebody in front of a train in the train thing or had assaulted somebody in the train station. And once I seen the picture, once the police showed me the picture of who this person was, that's the way I'd seen her before even on TV. So she been running around here. Now, I don't know if it's because she's an Asian woman that she able to run around here and do all this stuff and she's still out and about. Because here's the bigger thing. So after all this woman has already done, and then I'm letting this judge know I'm scared and, I don't want this woman out. Now they're saying this diversion program, still supposed to restrict some of her movements and so I don't know, but my thing is she still can be out and about and come here, so I got protective order and different things like that, so thank God for that. But I still, now I think about it, more could have been done, especially her priors. I didn't know about her priors. I mean, when I had looked up to find out a court date, because I tried to go to the court date, she asked, if you ever, any court case you in and you're the victim, go to every court case. Even if you are wrongfully accused and of something, go to every court. Just constantly go to every court date as much as you can, so you can hear and know what's going on. And I had seen that she had a whole bunch of other cases, but I didn't get a chance to really look at those cases and see what happened. So now I'm in court and I'm telling y'all, I about broke out and I'm like, oh my Lord, this girl gonna kill me. I'm just like, what? And do you know this judge still did not keep this girl locked up in jail? Now again, going back to what I was told was, again, unfortunately, sometimes I think about not all the pieces was in the case. Some was something, again, as Shirley Ralph talked about, could have had something to do with it. And that remember the first time we go before, always remember the first court date. As far as they analyzing the case to see what they're going to do, that's a very important day. And that's the time I'll say I had a heart-to-heart with my prosecutor, district attorney, try to help make sure she represent me well and understand, because, she's Asian. I mean, true enough, don't get me wrong, she's not trying to be little, because I know y'all deal with hate crime. Matter of fact, y'all have helped us get the word hate crime, because black people have been experiencing racism and what you call hate crimes forever, but unfortunately sometimes they don't always address the racism. But I noticed with this word hate crime that I've so far seen to come about with Asian hate crime, with people doing racist things towards Asians, so thank you for that word, but again, the most, black women experience racism on a whole nother level than any other race. And I know sometimes when you say that people want to go toe to toe with you, no, we do that. Boogie boo. Even before we open our mouth, just from them looking at the color of our skin, and sometimes the way we wear our hair, if it's natural or straight. If you straight, you might get a little bit more justice, a little bit true. But they don't, this natural hair, And I've even noticed, I just got to move for blonde, since somebody here in blonde, and got to move for blonde, and now see, I guess blonde is in, y'all. But did my hair blonde, and now you even see a different take on black chicks and blonde hair. I'm like, I don't know, y'all, but I'm gonna be me. God in the name of Jesus, watch over me. Because it seems like no matter what we do and say, or don't even do nothing and don't even say nothing, we still get racism, thrown at us. People still commit racism against us. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so again, we're I won't say names, but so my LA prosecutor, district attorney did understand when I appreciate, her working with me. So yeah, this girl just running around doing all kind of stuff. So yes, I broke out. I'm like, oh my God, the girl gonna kill me, because they're just letting her. And then even after all of this, these other cases, what this girl done to me, this girl, she didn't give her more jail time. I mean, but you could do a diversion, but first give her some more jail time. But again, going back to how they say the case was presented at the beginning, discovery period or something of the, which I think it could have been more time, which I was really trying to help them, because I had learned and knew just from watching other cases, that's important critical time. Sometimes you're, oh, well, you'll have more time. No, I knew this first court case, this putting it together, trying to see what you're going to charge them for is very important. Discovery, gathering information, very important. But I mean, all I could do was give people the information and try to, but they got to be willing to receive it. And then I'm not an attorney. I'm not the district attorney. So I couldn't, the prosecutor had to shape it the way she thought would go over more. You know what I'm saying? And I do thank her for that, because she was saying, I guess Even because again, I know I was giving accurate information. I don't know what different folks from you got the police, and then I don't know if they even interviewed my apartment. I don't know what they had to interview. But somewhere in the midst there, I started seeing information going different ways, a whole different narrative. I was like, that's not what happened. But anyway, so okay, so this girl running around just doing all kinds of stuff to people. So again, like I said, it wrapped up where one, I realized if this was a black woman doing this stuff to me, oh, she would have been under the jail. I got diversion program after, because they kept bringing up the 5 when, you know, she's been in jail already for over 500 days. I'm like, do you know? Again, I didn't think none of this at the court because I'm just crying, trying to please keep me safe. But as you get home and you think about things and you write notes, I'm like, fine, do you know how long some black women have been locked up and they didn't even do anything? There is not even no proof. They didn't caught this girl on camera. Again, shout out to my apartment manager and to my apartment complex. Thank you for the cameras. Got this girl caught in the act on camera. But again, when you're not black, boy, you can do a lot of stuff. You can do a lot of stuff. And then they talk about some other issues, but still, you know, still, as a black woman, even if they said, you know what, she was going through this, they be like, we don't care. You know, they don't say we don't care, but they will still give her tons of prison years, not days, years. Plus, so 500, what is a year and a half, I don't know, but they would give her way more than that without less proof. I'm just like, but again, don't get me wrong, because I did leave there, and let me say this before this video cut off, because I'm not going to do so much. I did leave there feeling blessed, and so I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker, and I said the day, this is September 14, 2022, and I'm leaving the courtroom of the hate crime that was done against me. So again, when I talk about the police department, I was trying to file a police report about the hate crimes done against me, and for a long time I couldn't, you know, I went there and I was ignored at the Olympic Station, LAPD Olympic Station, and then they started coming after me because I publicly said that at LA Police Commission meeting, and still, as I just recently seen the letter that got sent to me, sort of mixed up the whole letter, tried to make me look bad, put in the letter, I said stuff that I didn't say that don't even make sense. So to me, I guess trying to make it seem like I'm not, you know, right, I don't know, you know, but I was like, you know, I post that public so people can publicly see, oh, this is not right, and this is why they did this. As a matter of fact, it shouldn't have even been an investigation because I didn't ask for a police complaint. I do not trust LAPD to police themselves, okay? Again, now, thank God for the police officers that have been there and helped me. I appreciate them so much. But unfortunately and sadly, sometimes we run into more police officers that don't try to help us or, you know, do anything. So anyway, wrapping up. So again, when I walked out of the court, I was most thankful for, you know, because then the court assistant that helps the victims also helped me with some other stuff, you know. And so I did feel blessed in a sense that, because they were saying, well, this might be all that they could have done was put her to this program, because then that they could have just set her free without nothing, then I really would have been scared, you know. So, but then I'm like, well, what about, still in my mind, especially when I got home, like about giving her more time for, you know, and I don't know, maybe they are going to give her more time on these others, but the way they were reading all of them at once, it seemed like they had combined them all, and this was all she was going to get. And I'm just like, where's the person who house she broke into? How come they not here speaking? You know, like, broke into that was my concern, of making sure she don't get up here to the door and inside the house to harm me. And then she did harm somebody. She did assault. I'm like, where are these? I don't know, but I thank God. And don't get me wrong, I know these cases can get overwhelming. Sometimes you got stuff to do. You got to work with her. You might not get a chance to make it to the court. But I don't know. And for all I know, maybe they sent a letter or something of the sort. But we got to, especially when we're a victim, we have to try and stand by. I know it's overwhelming, and especially if you're being mistreated and you are the victim, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm the victim here. Remember, I didn't do anything. I was at my home minding my own business. This Asian woman has come to my house to do hate crimes against me. You know, she did this. She put the note in my car, slavery and get out type stuff. Then she did a little blood seance in front of my car. I'm just like, but anyway, so again, we just have to stay prayed up as black women, but God is on our side. God see everything, and God gonna continue to bless us. But you know, so y'all just keep me in prayer, and I'm gonna keep going to court following this process on her, you know, even more so now that I know she done broke in somebody's house and have assaulted someone. I want to make sure I track and know when she getting out. All right, y'all. So I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker, and this has been discussing hate crime done against Black women, which is me, and also tied in with the racism against Blacks. And again, shout out to Cheryl Lee Ralph on winning the Emmy. That's a win for all of us, not just Black women, for all of us, you all women and all people. All right, y'all. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. God bless. Stay praying, because God is there for us.